Hey guys, welcome back. We're back at the cabin.
It's been about a month.
Yes.
We've been up here for what, 3 days? 4 days? Haven't really filmed anything. Today is our last full day here. We're heading home tomorrow. But we had something exciting that we had planned for this weekend, and we saved it for the last day, and we saved it to share it with you guys. You've probably seen us cook with our Dutch oven before. Mm-hmm. We made pizza, and we used charcoal briquettes, and you put charcoal briquettes on the bottom and around the top, and it bakes it like an oven. Today we're going to do something different.
Yeah, we wanted to use our cast iron feature more, and our cast iron pot that we have is so ginormous.
So big.
That it's a little overkill for Todd and I. So we'll show you what we came up with.
So we got our fire going just with some pine logs for now. We also split up some oak. We're going to use that when it comes time to cook. We're kind of battling two different things today. It's about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon. We want to have dinner by 5 o'clock usually, but rain comes by like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So we need to get our dinner going and cooked by then. We're also battling neighbors. Our neighbors are here this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of traffic in the area. Our neighbors are cutting down trees, so we're kind of trying to film around their chainsaw, which is fine. I mean, we cut trees all the time, so it's kind of the two things we're working against. We got our equipment mostly together. We got to get our ingredients together, and then once this burns down just a little bit more on the pine, we'll throw the oak on there. Then we'll get things set up and we'll get cooking. So the fire is cooking down nicely. Rachel has grabbed her little mini chainsaw. She's off in the woods cutting down some of the pines that were damaged over the winter. We'll catch up with her in a bit and see what she's working on over there. We mentioned Dutch oven cooking, and the one that we had was giant. It was like, it's literally like this big around and like this tall, like to the point where it's almost so big when it's time to clean it, it's kind of a pain. So in 90% of the time when we're here, it's me and Rachel. So something smaller, something more reasonable. We picked up a Lodge 5-quart with a handle, little legs on the bottom. It's got a top over there. This is what we're going to be cooking in today. And for our ingredients, we have 2 pounds of sirloin beef tips. We have a jar of canned French onion soup. So we have a video over on our other channel on how to make this. It's amazing. We use it in all kinds of things. It's great to just eat as a French onion soup, but also good for making stews and things like that, for cooking meat in it. So we have some lard, the beef tips, the onion soup, some Montreal steak seasoning, and some minced garlic that we brought from home. The fire needs a little love, so I'm gonna go give the fire some love. Try to get that oak on there. We're gonna get our tripod set up. We're gonna get the Dutch oven hung over top of the fire, get it nice and hot, get some oil in the pan, get our beef browned up, and then start adding all the rest of this. We're having a hard time with the fire today. I don't know if the oak that I split was too wet.
But we only cut down standing dead, so
Yeah.
why would it be wet?
I don't know. Dinner might be ready tomorrow, and we're fighting our time crunch even more.
I was out chopping down trees, and I came and sat down, and I told Todd, I said, I'm going to stop before I get angry. And it's such a bad habit for me. I will work, enjoy working most times, right? And so I'll work so hard till I hurt myself, or I get really sweaty.
And get yourself in a bad mood.
And I get myself in a bad mood, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. There's no rush. And it reminded me, I told Todd we should tell him about it. The feeling of coming here this weekend was different.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, if you don't follow us on our other main channel, our homesteading channel, Rachel officially joined the ranks of being a retired person.
I did. Just
last week, 2 weeks ago?
Officially last week was my first full week retired.
Yeah, so she's been struggling a little bit trying to adjust to balancing life between, I have all this free time now, look at all this stuff that I can do, and you start running yourself ragged a little bit.
Yes.
So she's struggling with that a little bit, but both of us, well, she mentioned it first when we came to the cabin. We got here Thursday evening. Today is Sunday. Mm-hmm. So we've been here for a couple of days. After we'd been here for about 24 hours, she said, something just feels different about being at the cabin this time.
I think it was for me, normally Sundays, I just naturally get in a bad mood anyway, because Monday is go back to work in real life. Yeah. And I was like, I don't have to feel like that anymore, because I'm not going back to this corporate job. I just get to go back to enjoyment and freedom and whatever I want to make it to be. And so it was actually I'm okay with going home now.
Right.
And it was never that I dreaded our home. Our home is beautiful, and I love our home. But I dreaded the going back to work aspect of life, and because this is just so peaceful. And so now my life, personally, I'm trying to make it peaceful and not work so hard. But I told him, I just can't wait till you can join me. And this feeling, and the day where we can come here, and I don't want to go home tomorrow.
Yeah,
let's
just stay until Thursday, because the traffic will be better.
Right. And it's just, I think, too, that mentality when we come here has been the rush, rush, rush to get so much accomplished in the 3 or 4 days that we're here.
Right.
Because the opportunities to come are far and few between. But I mentioned to him, now that I'm retired, there's one big project. I could just take a week and come up to the cabin and knock that project out. And it's things like that I'm excited for. And as long as you can spare me for a week, maybe you can come up and visit on the weekend.
Yeah, you have to send me pictures and updates so I know you're actually working and not slacking off. But I told her that it feels a little bit different for me too. I'm still working, but I don't know, it felt less
stressful,
anxiety, there's less of a rush to hurry up and let's go do all the fun things and get all the work done, because we got to go home in a couple of days. And we still do have to go home tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, Memorial Day.
Well, how many times have you come up on a Thursday, and I couldn't come up till Friday because I was working, and it was just so many times like that. I'll just have to come tomorrow because I can't get away early. Yeah. And so, you weren't waiting for me to get off of a call. I could help get ready. And so it was just a lot about the trip this time that really felt peaceful. So I think you guys can see him. This is one of our little spruces. I'll do like they do in the makeup tutorials where you can see. And they're all looking like this. There's a couple that are just maybe a little weaker, but they all have fresh green growth on them and absolutely stunning. And just a reminder that we learned that they'll grow in optimal conditions like 2 to 3 feet a year. So this one has fantastic sunlight. It's sitting right on the edge of a bluff. So I think it's going to do really, really well. So at the end of the season, we'll see, did he grow 2 or 3 feet? And I think he's just stunning. And this is just around our outhouse. We planted maybe, 5 or so around the outhouse?
Maybe 6.
6, just to give some like additional privacy and a pretty view. And then you just don't have a big outhouse sitting here. So when they grow up, the outhouse will be just a little hidden from view. And then all along the trailway on one of the sides of our property, we lined that with about 30 white spruce, about 9 feet off the trail. So it's really going to be beautiful when they grow up. And again, just a little extra privacy now that we've had this whole back section of our land cleared. So I think Todd wants to go harvest a tree, though, for our farm sitter. So let's go catch up with him.
When we come to the cabin on long weekends like this, who takes care of the animals for us? Who takes care of our chickens, our pigs, our meat chickens, whatever we have going on at the time, watering the garden? And a lot of times it's our kids. Our kids will just come and stay at our house for us while we're gone and take care of all those things for us. We had a farm sitter for quite a while that we could rely on as our plan B. I think she kind of aged out of the program. I think she's gone off to college now. So we just found a new farm sitter for us. Our new plan B is a young gentleman who lives down the street from us. He came over this week. We got to meet him. We got to meet some of his family members. He seems like a great kid. One of the things we learned about this young man is he's a lover of trees. He likes even measuring them to see if he can find the biggest one of each species. He said at one point he tried to transplant a white pine at his parents' house. He still lived with his parents, and it died. So I figured while we're here, it'd be a nice gesture. We'll bring this little white pine home for him and give it to him as a gift for his first weekend of being our farm sitter.
So we like to harvest our white pines from here, and if you follow our homestead channel, we have transplanted so many white pines from this property to our homestead, bare root style, and then we'll just, for transplant, backfill some of their native soil around them, and then you just get them in the ground right when you get home.
So this is what we ended up with, beautiful white pine. Might have a few little tips that have been chewed off by the deer. But that's okay, that'll grow right back. And then also, if you'll see on this side, we snagged 2 sassafras trees. I don't know what we're gonna do with them, if we're gonna plant them at home or if we're just gonna give them as a gift as well. But the tubers, when you dig them out, the roots, it really smells like licorice. And I think that's the stuff that they make root beer out of, if I'm remembering right. So it would be kind of cool to plant a couple of these at home.
Looks good, babe. Ow. It looks amazing, but hot.
Is it? We made it barely just in time. I had to, carrying it in, I was getting a bit wet.
Yes.
But it's supposed to start raining now and rain all night, all the way until the morning when we have to pack to go home. So it should be a nice, chill evening, forced relaxation.
May even watch a movie.
Maybe.
And I don't know if we're going to put any footage in here of this, but he was just saying how fun it was. That was really fun.
Oh, cooking
over the stove, over the fire. I had a lot of fun this weekend too. I made my first ever sourdough bread, but it's really dense. It didn't fluff up the way it should have, but it's got wonderful flavor, and I'm trying to just be patient and teach myself some new skills. So it's gonna get dunked in all that gravy. Yummy.
Yeah, this is really good.
It is so good. And I just had the gravy.
Yeah, the sourdough bread she cooked in a medium-sized cast iron on our gas grill.
Yeah.
And it worked okay. I think the bottom got a little too done for your liking,
done.
but you're going to play around with it more back at the homestead.
Back at home. I said, if I can do this good, not having the right resources, maybe I can do better at home. And I had a thought. I was asking him, you know, our Todd and Rachel channel's fairly new, and I think we've only posted cabin-related videos there. And I didn't tell him I was going to say this, but it's if you're in a relationship with a partner, you're a couple, husband and wife, find an activity, something that you can do together that gets you outdoors, that keeps you active, that you both enjoy. And we tried many, 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 many things until we found things that we really enjoyed. We tried buying bicycles and going for bike rides. We tried tennis. We tried golf. We tried so many things, and it was really just pure nature and not a forced activity. So we really, while we enjoy kayaking and being on the river, I probably enjoy that a little bit more than Todd does. I don't know. But this is, and homesteading for us is something that we both truly enjoy together, that gets us outside together.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. So I'd say, you know, find whatever that is for you. Maybe it's bird watching, maybe it's sunsets, maybe it's tennis, maybe it's long walks on the beach. Yeah. Whatever it is. Find it, and you'll be greatly rewarded for just taking that time away from the everyday and getting away and experiencing nature with the one that you love. So I'm just going to leave you with that.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming along and spending your time with us here at the cabin. We had fun.
We did.
We
it
hope
was
you guys
a wonderful
did too.
weekend. Yep. Sorry to be selfish and keep most of it to ourselves, but it was pretty epic. So I'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye, guys. This is really good. Nice and tender.
Is it? Was it the sirloin tips or something like that?
No, you bought it.
I know, but I don't remember. That's the